Hey everybody, this is Rachel with the Internet Lifestyle Club and also RV Living and Travel. Today we're with Kimberly Travaglino from Las Vegas today. Actually, her family is one of our full-time traveling families, and she is the editor of Full-Time Families magazine and also manages that website and Facebook presence there for the full-time families. And Kimberly, I know you do a lot to assist full-time families with some savings programs. Can you tell us a little bit about your traveling experience, how long you guys have been on the road, and a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having me. I'm really thrilled to be joining you today. My family has been traveling since June 2010, so we're going on our 5th year right now, and we are a family of 6, my husband, myself, and our 4 children. Currently, my children are 12, 10, 8, and 4. But we started with a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old. We actually moved into the camper a month before DJ was born.
Wow.
So yeah, our family has really enjoyed life on the road, and honestly, we can't imagine anything else.
Very cool. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey as far as what brought you to full-time travel? What was the main reason that you decided this would be a good lifestyle for you?
Oh, Rachel, that was an epiphany. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. My husband ran out of the house and bought a pop-up camper on an impulse. We'd never camped before. We lived a very middle-class, middle America lifestyle. And, if we went on a vacation, we went to a hotel. But he ran out and bought this pop-up, and he cranked up the pop-up, and I stood in it, and I saw every item a family would need as a tool, like your kitchen and your toilet and your beds, to live. And I thought, well, if this has everything I need to live, why do I need that 3,500 square foot house? And from that moment on, I was just emblazoned with this idea that we must get rid of everything we had worked so hard for and hit the road. And I turned to him and I said, we're going to live in something like this, and we're going to travel the country, and it's going to be amazing. And he said, no. Which didn't go over well. So it took us 3 years. 3 years of my convincing, 3 years of my preparation, and ultimately it took us going to a rally for him to understand that this wasn't the life of gypsies, that we weren't going to be a traveling rock band all of a sudden or anything like that, and that we could actually really do this. And so that's what we did.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
If you don't mind, I'd like to know about maybe one of your biggest challenges, something that you had to work hard to overcome, and what that would be, because I know that would help our audience, just to understand that there are challenges, but we definitely have overcome those through different educational processes. So I'd like to get your viewpoint on that.
Well, this lifestyle, as you know, because you lived it also, is not for the faint of heart. I'm sorry about the dog. It is hard. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to set up your camper. It's a lot of work to tear down your camper. It's a lot of work to live 350 square feet with your family. It's emotionally difficult. It's physically challenging, but I believe that the rewards are definitely worth it. One of our biggest challenges from going from 3,500 square feet to 350 square feet was that we could no longer say, go to your room, right? Like, get out of here. Go. When the kids acted out, go to your room was a staple because it was safe and, PC and everything. And we couldn't do that anymore. We had to address the issues at hand over and over and over again. And there were a lot of issues. We had a new baby. My husband quit his job to do this and didn't know what his place was in our home anymore, and we live now in considerably less space. So we had a lot of emotional issues to work out that I did not understand were coming. I had no idea that was coming. I thought, it's going to be great. I have this huge list of places that we're going to see. We're just going to be driving and taking pictures and eating great stuff. It's going to be fantastic. And then the second the kids acted like kids, I didn't know what to do. When they got tired or frustrated or, picked on their siblings, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't just send you to your room anymore. We have to work this out. So that has been the biggest challenge and the biggest reward, because had we not used our camper as a tool for copious amounts of together time, I would still be sending them to their room, and I would never have addressed those issues.
That's awesome. I really appreciate your honesty about emotionally the transition that goes on. That's really, really powerful. And a lot of us forget to mention that, because we also traveled full-time, in our rig for 2 years, and so amazing that the rewards far outweigh the difficulties that we did face. But I appreciate your honesty with the emotional stuff, because that's really, really true. Is there any piece of advice that you think, or that you can give somebody thinking of full-time travel that would be just something good that comes to your mind when you think of giving advice?
Okay, my favorite piece of advice, and the hardest, is do not bring debt on the road with you. If you are really seeking freedom from the quote-unquote American dream, then you have to rid yourself of the debt first. I've seen so many families. We've been out here for 5 years. We counsel and mentor thousands of families on how to achieve this dream. I've seen them so many times rush into this, bring debt, consumer debt for items they don't own anymore. They've donated all that junk to Goodwill, and they're still paying for it 3 times over. They run out and buy a rig that they think will replace their home. That's not the point of this either. Your home at this point in your life should be a tool, like I mentioned before, to achieve the freedom that you're looking for. It should not be trying to replace your home. You don't need a 3-bedroom RV. You just don't.
Yeah.
You need to deal with the reasons why you think you need a 3-bedroom RV. So leave that debt home so you can have true freedom. And true freedom means that, your income will be way more flexible. And that will be fine, because your expenses will be flexible. Debt is a fixed expense, so you can't get out from under that. So you have to leave that at home.
Very cool. I appreciate that. Is there anything that you can think of that you would do differently if you had to do it again? Is there something that didn't work out quite right?
Well, I really do wish I was prepared for the emotional piece, because it really did shock me. I have written a book on how to do this. It's called How to Hit the Road, and we discuss the emotional piece in depth in there, because really, before 5 years ago, no one talked about that at all. It was all about going to the Grand Canyon and sliding down White Sands and all the fun times, and you saw all that on Facebook, but no one talked about what was actually going on, where your families as individuals were looking for their new place in this new lifestyle. So I wish I had known that. I also wish I knew that everything in the camper was going to break all the time. Right? Because at first I thought, oh my gosh, we got a lemon. But that's not the case. RVs are not made to be full-timed in. No matter what they say, no matter what stamp is on the door, they're just not made for it. Our homes go through the equivalent of an earthquake and hurricane every time we move them. And so things break. And you need to have quite a good stash of an emergency fund in order to, again, achieve this freedom.
Awesome. Now you guys are traveling in a fifth wheel still, right?
We are. We're in our second full-time fifth wheel. We're actually in our 5th camper. If you've never full-timed before, it's not like camping. It's completely different. You don't go home. You don't wait to go home to do the laundry. You do the laundry in the campground. Usually when you pull right in, that's how you can spot a full-timer. They've pulled in and they've immediately gone to the laundry, as opposed to the pool. Our first rig was adequate, very good, kind of vanilla on the design. We ultimately wanted a toy hauler because we wanted to haul some motorized vehicles, some toys other than Matchboxes and Barbies. And so now we're in a 42-foot Cyclone fifth wheel toy hauler.
Very cool. Well, I haven't seen that rig yet. And we were really fortunate from our perspective. We were in our 40-foot Monaco when we traveled for the 2 years with the kids. Mm-hmm. And I think we changed out one little something on our Aqua Hot, and that was the only issue that we had the whole time we were full-timing.
That's fantastic.
We had small issues like
little
maybe
tiny.
drawers not shutting properly or something.
Yeah, we had some of the little drawers open and shut, the little plastic pieces that broke. But my parents were just in awe that we traveled 2 full years and never had a single thing with our rig that happened mechanically, which was really cool.
That's very rare and very fortunate.
Can you share with us just a couple of your biggest rewards that you found full-timing?
Well, you go out with your list, your bucket list, and it's all places, right? When you get out here, really, it's the people. It's always about the people. The places are awesome, and they're cool, and it's great to have those pictures, but meeting the people is what helps you grow as an individual. And that's one of the huge benefits that this lifestyle provides. We live a very intentional life. We go where we want to go, when we want to go there. We don't live a life that's guided by corporate America or vacation time or any of those things anymore. And so with our intentional time, we can make intentional relationships with people. It's not in your cubicle next to your cubicle buddy and you see them from 9 to 5 on Monday through Friday, but you don't hang out on the weekend. You got your weekend people and we what's the right word? We encircle our lives with people that we want to spend time with, copious amounts of time, and so we seek those people out and form a neighborhood for as temporary or as permanent as we can establish and go from there.
That's awesome. And I'm curious to know how much the internet plays a part in your ability to travel. How big of a deal is the internet for traveling full-time?
In our case, it's huge because our business is all run online. We run, in 2007 when I came up with the idea for us to travel full-time, I ran into the house and Googled families who live in RVs, families who live on the road, families who live in small spaces, and I came up with a handful of resources, including trucker and circus families. And that wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So we weren't about to join the circus. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what I was looking for. So we created this support system for families who wanted to full-time RV, and we're currently doing it. And we are online 24/7 delivering this information for families. I like to envision our company as, how your life has 2 parts. It's got the super fun part, and then it's got the dull, boring, tedious part. Well, I like to envision that Full-Time Families takes over the dull, boring, tedious parts for you, finding, viable insurance companies and finding good savings for campgrounds and memberships and stuff like that. And so you can just go focus on the fun stuff.
That's awesome. So the last question we have for you is how people can connect with you. I just really value the service you offer the community and really appreciate your time today. I think what you're doing is really fantastic, and I know that you work so hard to rally the full-time families together. Where can people connect with you?
Well, thank you so much for having me. You can find out more about Full-Time Families at fulltimefamilies.com. My co-host, Mary Beth Goff, the road trip teacher, and I host a live podcast every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at roadschoolmoms.com, where we talk about, the homeschooling, road schooling aspect of our lifestyle. And we have several social media properties. All of them have Full-Time Families in the name. So if you go to YouTube, Google Full-Time Families, and we're in there, and go to Facebook, we have a Facebook presence and a Twitter presence, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. If any one of those social medias, you put Full-Time Families in, our information will come up.
Very cool. Then I got one last question for you too. What, at all the different places that you've been, what's been your favorite place?
We really love Sedona. We keep going back there. We've spent 3 of the 4 seasons of our 5 years there, like a spring in 2012 and just this winter we've spent there. It's really a beautiful, fantastic place. Have you been to Sedona?
We haven't.
Oh, you've got to go. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. Well, we appreciate you coming on today and meeting with us and giving some awesome value to everybody. And we encourage everybody to connect with you, with Full-Time Families, because we know how much value you guys give. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me.